my gosh! You guys, the Hollywood tea is absolutely scalding hot today. Jennifer Garner has finally, and I mean finally, had enough of Blake Lively's innocent act and is calling her out for what she really is, a serial homewrecker. That's right, America's sweetheart Jen Garner has receipts about Blake stealing Ben Affleck from her, and she is not the only one with stories to tell. People like Scarlett Johansson and even Kate Middleton have chimed in, and it seems like everyone in Hollywood has a Blake Lively problem. So grab your popcorn because we are spilling all the tea today. Let's start with the biggest bombshell. Jennifer Garner has been holding on to some serious resentment toward Blake Lively for years, and it all goes back to 2010 when Blake starred alongside Ben Affleck in The Town. At the time, Jennifer and Ben were supposed to be happily married with 3 kids. They were one of Hollywood's power couples, coming up on their 5th wedding anniversary, but behind that picture-perfect facade, things were already getting super messy. When Ben Affleck cast 23-year-old Blake Lively to play his love interest in The Town, which he was also directing, Jennifer was immediately suspicious. I mean, can you blame her? Ben was 38 at the time, a whole 15 years older than Blake, and he specifically wrote multiple intense makeout scenes between their characters. And the chemistry between Blake and Ben wasn't just on camera either. During the media tour for The Town, people in the press actually noticed they were flirting intensely during interviews. Yikes, and it gets worse. Right around this same time, Blake suddenly split with her longtime Gossip Girl boyfriend, Penn Badgley. Coincidence? I think not. What makes this extra shady is that Ben and Jen had already been through the cheating rumors once before, back in 2003 when Ben was engaged to Jennifer Lopez when he met Jennifer Garner on the set of Daredevil. Within months, both Ben and Jen were suddenly single and dating each other. As the saying goes, how you get him is how you lose him. Now, sources close to Jennifer Garner say she was livid about the situation with Blake but tried to keep things together for their family. But the evidence was piling up that something inappropriate was happening between Ben and Blake. The biggest confirmation came in 2014 when Ben was offered a movie with Ryan Reynolds. Jennifer Garner straight up forbade Ben from taking the role because she knew she'd have to interact with Blake Lively at events. As one source revealed at the time, Jennifer Garner forbid Ben Affleck from working on the film with Ryan because she knew she'd have to interact with Blake Lively again after their affair. That's not just being petty, that's a woman who has a very serious reason to keep her husband away from another woman. And while Blake ultimately moved on to Leonardo DiCaprio and later Ryan Reynolds, the damage to Ben and Jen's marriage was already done. The trust was broken, and Ben spiraled into more inappropriate behavior, eventually cheating with their children's nanny before their divorce in 2018. Even now, years later, Jennifer Garner avoids being anywhere near Blake Lively. When Jennifer worked with Ryan Reynolds on The Atom Project and later reprised her role as Elektra in Deadpool and Wolverine, people noticed she never did any press or appearances with Blake. The hatred runs that deep, y'all. But Jennifer Garner isn't the only A-lister who has a bone to pick with Blake Lively. If you thought the Ben Affleck situation was messy, wait till you hear about what went down with Scarlett Johansson. ScarJo and Ryan Reynolds seemed like the perfect Hollywood couple when they got married in 2008 after dating for just 6 months. But their wedded bliss didn't last long, especially once Blake Lively entered the picture on the set of Green Lantern in 2010. And just like with Ben Affleck, the rumors started flying immediately.
It was hard not to love the movie because you guys are so beautiful to watch that I was just like,
well, hello.
Crew members from Green Lantern spilled the tea that Ryan and Blake were getting real cozy on set. As one insider revealed, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were leaving their trailers to go get a hotel room and stay together while filming. The final nail in the coffin? Scarlett Johansson didn't even show up to the Green Lantern premiere. Instead, Ryan and Blake walked the red carpet together like they were a married couple. Talk about disrespectful! And just 1 month later, Ryan and Scarlett publicly announced their divorce. While Scarlett has always kept it classy in public, sources say she's been absolutely frosty whenever Blake's name comes up. As one insider noted, she's avoided eye contact and even skipped out on occasions where Blake was present. What's particularly wild is the pattern we're seeing here. Both times, with Ben Affleck and Ryan Reynolds, Blake hooked up with her co-stars who were already in committed relationships. And both times, she managed to walk away with her America's sweetheart image completely intact. while the women she hurt had to pick up the pieces. But Blake Lively's messy behavior isn't just limited to stealing other women's husbands. She's also got beef with actual royalty. In a move that had everyone's jaws on the floor, Blake decided to mock Kate Middleton during one of the princess's most vulnerable moments. When Kate found herself in the middle of a Photoshop scandal with a family photo that had been clearly edited, Blake saw it as the perfect opportunity to promote her Betty Buzz beverages. She posted this heavily edited photo of herself with the caption, "Totally not photoshopped. Zero editing whatsoever, just flawless and perfect." The timing made it crystal clear she was taking a jab at Kate's PR disaster. Now, Kate Middleton was already dealing with recovery from a major surgery and intense public scrutiny, and Blake just had to pile on for what? To sell some sparkling water? While Kate, being the royal that she is, stayed silent on the matter, some sources say the palace was not amused by Blake's childish behavior. This incident showed a whole new side to Blake's personality. Not just a home wrecker, but also someone who's willing to mock others' struggles for her own gain. The pattern of selfishness just keeps building. But if you think it's just scorned wives and royalty who can't stand Blake, think again. Her own co-stars have been throwing shade left and right for years. Let's start with Leighton Meester, who played Blair Waldorf opposite Blake's Serena van der Woodsen on Gossip Girl. While the two were besties on screen, behind the scenes was a totally different story. According to crew members, they merely tolerated each other off-screen. The real issue: while Leighton was focused on her craft, Blake was busy using the show as a launchpad for fashion deals and magazine covers. The resentment got so bad at one point that when Leighton married Adam Brody, guess who didn't get an invitation to the wedding? That's right, Blake Lively. Even Henry Golding, who worked with Blake on A Simple Favor, seemed less than thrilled about the experience. While he claimed to be intimidated by Blake, insiders say it was more like irritation. Apparently, Blake was a little bit of a control freak on set, and she'd pause the whole production if she didn't like the way she looked in one shot. And then there's Penn Badgley, Blake's ex-boyfriend and Gossip Girl co-star. After their breakup, things apparently got super awkward on set. Penn has thrown some serious shade over the years, notably when he gushed about all of his co-stars except Blake. That's a pretty clear message considering he spent years working with Blake. But perhaps the wildest co-star relationship is the one between Blake and Anna Kendrick from A Simple Favor. These two had to play best friends, enemies in the film, but it seems like the enemies part continued long after the cameras stopped rolling. Sources close to production say that Anna and Blake never really hit it off. While Anna is known for her quirky, down-to-earth personality, Blake apparently came across as high-maintenance and difficult. One insider revealed, Anna reportedly felt like Blake was a bit of a diva, showing up late to set and treating the crew like extras in the Blake Lively show. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Anna reportedly avoided promoting Blake on social media and even skipped some promotional events where Blake would be present. And in the interviews they did together, fans couldn't help but notice the awkward energy between them. What's particularly telling is that when A Simple Favor 2 was announced, people immediately started speculating about how Anna would handle working with Blake again. Some fans even commented on Anna's post saying they wouldn't support the sequel because of Blake's involvement. This is a recurring theme with Blake. She manages to alienate almost everyone she works with, yet somehow maintains this public image of being America's sweetheart. How does she do it? Even Leonardo DiCaprio, Hollywood's ultimate bachelor, couldn't handle Blake Lively's intensity. Their brief relationship in 2011 should have been a match made in celebrity heaven, right? But instead, it lasted just a few months before Leo decided to pull the plug. Why? Well, apparently because Blake was doing the most. According to insiders, Blake was trying too hard to fit into his super famous group of friends, while Leo was more into laid-back chicks. So Blake's behavior came across as overbearing and, dare I say, kind of unattractive. The most cringeworthy detail? Blake would send Leo pictures of a Barbie doll to keep things fun. Yes, you read that right. A grown woman sending doll pictures to one of Hollywood's biggest stars. So after they broke up, Leo quickly went back to dating models and seemed to want nothing to do with Blake. And while he's remained friendly with many of his exes, he's completely ignored Blake since their split. So when even Hollywood's most eligible bachelor is running for the hills, you know something's not right. Now all of this context makes the recent drama with Justin Baldoni so much more understandable. Blake's pattern of difficult behavior and manipulation has finally caught up with her in a very public way. Her ugly legal battle with Justin Baldoni over "It Ends With Us" has opened the floodgates of criticism, with many people pointing out this isn't new behavior for Blake, it's just the first time she's being called out for it publicly. As the lawsuit unfolds, more and more people are connecting the dots between Blake's past actions and her current situation. The mask has finally slipped, and people are seeing Blake for who she really is. Not the sweet, perfect girl next door she's pretended to be, but someone who's built a career on stepping over others and manipulating situations to her advantage. At this point, Blake Lively's reputation in Hollywood is hanging by a thread, with multiple A-listers having issues with her, from Jennifer Garner to Scarlett Johansson all the way to Anna Kendrick. It's becoming harder and harder for her to maintain her carefully crafted image. Jennifer Garner seems to be thriving these days. She's back in the spotlight with her role in Deadpool and Wolverine, is in a stable 6-year relationship with John Miller, and has maintained a good co-parenting relationship with Ben Affleck despite everything that happened. As for Blake, between the Justin Baldoni lawsuit and all these past grudges coming to light, she's facing a serious uphill battle to salvage her reputation. The fact that so many different people from different parts of her life have had similar experiences with her speaks volumes. The question now is whether Blake will ever acknowledge her behavior or continue to play the victim. Based on her track record, I think we all know which way she's leaning. So there you have it. The real reason Jennifer Garner and so many others in Hollywood can't stand Blake Lively. From breaking up marriages to feuding with co-stars to mocking royalty, Blake has left a trail of bad blood throughout her career. What do you think about all this drama? Is Blake really the homewrecker everyone says she is, or is she just misunderstood? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Hollywood tea. This drama is far from over, and we'll be here with all the updates.